Welcome to a Council of Black Belts. I'm Shihan Scotty Phillips. I hold the current ranking of 8th Dan, and I am Nidai Soki, second generation, head of family Aido-Ryu. I'll be the moderator of this episode, entitled Self-Knowledge. What is a Council of Black Belts? It is simply what the name implies. A group of black belts from various martial arts styles coming together to openly discuss various topics in and around the martial arts. In addition, it's an open and honest discussion, not only in martial arts studies and or instruction, but how to incorporate the martial arts into one's daily life. The topic of discussion today is self-knowledge. Merriam-Webster's dictionary lists the meaning of self-knowledge as being knowledge or understanding of one's capabilities, characteristics, feelings, or motivations. Self-understanding. How does the Bible speak of self-knowledge? From Romans 12:3, "For the grace given to me, I say to everyone among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think with somber judgment, each according to the measure of faith that God has assigned." From Galatians 6:3, "For if anyone thinks he is something when he is nothing, he deceives himself." Proverbs 24:5, "A wise man is full of strength, and a man of knowledge enhances his might." From Proverbs 8:15, "An intelligent heart acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge." Self-knowledge from the World Martial Arts Congress Guardian Manual. Definition: knowledge of understanding of one's own nature, character, feelings, motivations, capabilities, and limitations. Insight into oneself. In daily life, the training hall is not necessarily the best place for introspection. It is generally a busy place and requires awareness. Thus, most introspection must take place outside the training hall. Every guardian and every guardian in training should have a place they find conducive to introspection, such as a church, temple, synagogue. Others a library. Some prefer a natural setting. This can be problematic if one gets lost in the beauty of nature and forgets one's purpose for being there. A place for introspection is similar to a place for meditation, but the two are separate and distinct practices. Self-knowledge is not a widespread trait in the 21st century, but one cannot be a true guardian without self-knowledge. A guardian without self-knowledge could be likened to a railroad train without an experienced engineer at the controls. In the training hall, there's a quote widely attributed to Sun Tzu that goes, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the rest of 100 battles." There's actually a second line to the quote, and it is much less often cited. The quote continues, "If you know yourself but not your enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle." Introspection is not something that most individuals in the 21st century pay much attention to. People prefer action to introspection. That is a mistake. Every guardian should set aside a regular time for introspection. Consideration should be given as to where one is. How does Japanese culture speak of self-knowledge? Hanshi is a Japanese word meaning self-reflection or introspection. It is a fundamental part of Japanese culture. Hanshi centers on both intellectual as well as emotional introspection and focuses not only on things that may go wrong, but when they also go well. Kaki Ukumura writes, Hanshi is meant to question our assumptions about the kind of control we have over our lives and grant us the power to be better. Hanshi implies that nobody or nothing is perfect, and it's considered a valuable tool for growth and is practiced regularly as a discipline introspective of an outcome. Tim McHone writes, in Japan, when someone makes a mistake, they will profusely apologize, take responsibility, and propose a solution for how they can prevent the same mistake from happening in the future. Hanshi is accepted and exploring our uncomfortable personal truths and admitting our mistakes with the intent to improve. The panel is now open for discussion. What are your thoughts and experiences with self-knowledge? Feel free to share your thoughts, as well as the additional topics you'd like to see discussed. If you're interested in being a part of a Council of Black Belts, let me know. We've begun an additional topic to our discussions called What Would Soki Say? This segment will allow us to hear the thoughts from those no longer with us on this side of the dojo. If you have a sensei who is no longer with you on this earthly journey, please share his or her thoughts on a topic, and we will include such thoughts when the topic is discussed. I look forward to hearing from you. Reach out to me via email at Aido-Ryu1982@gmail.com. That's AIDORYU1982@gmail.com. Let's hear from Grandmaster Richard Hackworth and his thoughts on self-knowledge. Many of you may wonder what self-knowledge means. Self-knowledge is usually defined as knowing one's own character, motivations, feelings, etc. In relation to the martial arts, the term suggests both this self-insight and a deeper knowledge. In martial arts philosophy, the self is the individual soul or interperson, while the higher self is external and inseparable from the universe. One of the goals of advanced martial arts is the union with the higher self, or harmony. Self-knowledge is referred to and literally means knowledge of self. In daily martial arts practice, self-knowledge is a vital concept. On one level, knowing one's physical, mental, and emotional limitations and strengths helps the student make his or her practice more effective. On a deeper level, self-knowledge spurs spiritual growth. By observing his mind and body without judgment, the student becomes less concerned with the external and more in tune with his internal self. At the deepest level, then, self-knowledge is the understanding or awareness that the individual self is inseparable from the higher self. This self-knowledge is the means to spiritual liberation and enlightenment. In addition to martial arts practices, such as meditation and power key breathing, aid this journey to self-knowledge and enlightenment. As martial artists, we believe that self-awareness is the gateway to self-knowledge. In my style of Hamyunkwan Hapkido, we have 5 different ways that we deepen our self-knowledge and self-awareness. Meditation. When you practice meditation, it helps you to cultivate a deeper sense of awareness. There are 2 types of awareness in meditation. Focusing on an object, for example, focusing your attention on the breath. When you focus your mind without an object, for example, on nothing, it is harder as you're asking the mind to just be in awareness. This takes practice at first, with awareness of the breath, and with time, you'll be able to focus on nothing. The more inward focus you can cultivate, and the more you ask yourself questions, the more self-aware you become. Through meditation, you are allowing yourself space to observe and witness your thoughts and feelings and emotions with non-attachment. Sit for 5 minutes and just simply follow the breath and see what happens. Practice self-compassion. Self-compassion cultivates confidence, growth, and expansion. Self-criticism ignites self-hatred, anger, and resentment. To help you cultivate more self-awareness, creating the habit of conscious practice of love, kindness, and compassion as a way to break down all the barriers of love within yourself that you have built up during your lifetime due to experiences, trauma, and circumstances. Giving yourself the gift of self-compassion helps you to understand yourself on a deeper level. It helps you to open yourself up to a deeper awareness and to live from the heart. Practice mindfulness. Creating a mindful practice is vital in cultivating more self-awareness. When you are mindful, you are intentionally present in your experience. When you are living in the present moment versus thinking and living in the past or worrying about the future, you can manage any thoughts and feelings that come up. In the present moment, you are in touch with what is going on around you and observing. You are in here and now, whether that is brushing your teeth, drinking a tea, or in practicing a pumish or kata. All that exists is the present moment. Journal for self-reflection. Decluttering the mind shifts your mind into the here and now, and journaling is the perfect exercise for helping you to make the change and become more self-aware of your feelings, emotions, and how you're feeling. It is a great way to let go of anything that is no longer serving you, enabling you to create space for the new. Writing things down and getting them out onto paper is such a healing practice and helps you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings and what is going on inside of you, giving you the opportunity to change it. Experiment with journaling for just 10 minutes a day. See how more aware you become of yourself. Let's hear from Grandmaster Richard Hackworth and his thoughts on self-knowledge.